2024 is officially here, as well as the movie award season. Welcome everybody. It is that time again right now to start predicting the movie award shows up until the Academy Awards. And what obviously to start this up with the ceremony that is almost about to be turning into a public voting ceremony. It almost feels like it. The Golden Globe Awards. So, an absolute joke that has been going on throughout this entire season. And once again, it shows that with some of the nominations. And you know why this award show wants the ratings. They want the news media. And they want everything else, all because of two things. Barbenheimer and one person I'll get into. And that's just mainly on the movie side. I know on the television side it's going to be like Succession or The Last of Us things, but we're not talking about that. We're only going to be talking about the movie side of the category. So if you are going to be watching the ceremony, which I will not, you will tune in this Sunday at CBS or on Paramount Plus. Most likely probably on Paramount Plus because it will probably be uncensored over there. But yep, CBS got it the first time since 1982 after Dick Clark Productions kind of mainly revamped the ceremony of the Hollywood Foreign Press specifically. But there's still a lot of backlash for two categories. Well, not much for the stand-up comic category for the television side. Like, you should have made like a Best Television Series Animated category. And instead of reviving the motion picture documentary category, you got the cinematic and box office achievement, which you would have thought would be the highest grossing movie of the year. But nope, it's a competitive category. So I will be stating this right now for my predictions. I will be going kind of mainly in the outskirts of not seeing anything. I know that's kind of odd to me, but I don't have like the budget to go and watch a movie every single week. And I usually save it up for an Oscar movie marathon. And it kind of feels like you would be, like if you've seen everything and basically your favorite thing does not win, you would be pissed off, especially ever since the La La Land Moonlight Best Picture incident. I would have been in that levels, but I didn't see everything until after the ceremony, so that's why I've not seen Barbie nor Oppenheimer yet. And I can tell you right now, this is going to be a Barbenheimer night. You can see that on the nominations and the categories here. So we're going to start this up with the Dumb Cinematic and Box Office Achievement Award. You would think this was easily could go to Barbie, right? No! If we're talking about the Golden Globes, since this is not the professional one like the Oscars, they're in the same levels as the Critics' Choice Awards. They want the ratings and they want the news media headlights. They want to say, is the first thing they're going to say Barbenheimer wins the Globes? No, they're going to say Taylor Swift and Barbenheimer wins the Globes. Because they're going to give it to Taylor Swift the Eras Tour. I mean, seriously, I am sick and tired of this obsession with that Swiftie. Sorry about that. I think you will not know what I was saying because I don't want to lose subscribers, but yeah, I just can't stand the obsession with her throughout last year. It's just like, that was one thing I did not like about 2023 was the obsession with her. I mean, they're viewing like she's like a saint or something like that, and it just, oh my gosh, people need to get a life, especially the news media. Oh gosh, and I freaking called it that she was going to be Time Magazine's Person of the Year. Yeah, I think just because it is, they just want this for the ratings. I'm going to say Taylor Swift the Eras Tour wins this. If this was public, this would have easily won by default. But that just shows this category why the Globes could change it to a public voting ceremony. Although she will not attend the game because she'll be at her boyfriend's game. I just hope her team does not play against my team in the playoffs. Anyways, let's get that out of the way and still go more into big ratings for news media purposes into original song. Now, there are some people believing that Billie Eilish and Phineas O'Connor might sweep again for the second season for What Was I Made For, just 2 years after they won for No Time to Die. However, if we are going the Naatu scenario here, like last year, they have to go with I'm Just Ken, which I believe is the only on-screen performance song that is... No, wait, other than Peaches, but I'm Just Ken would be the most likely on-screen / musical number performance song to be nominated at the Oscars, because they love their generic credit songs, don't they? Original score, it is a massive blood battle, I would say, between Oppenheimer and Killers of the Flower Moon. Obviously, Killers, this could give Robbie Robertson his posthumous Oscar, but sometimes posthumous nominations doesn't usually win a lot. And that's why, and since he didn't win for Black Panther, I'm going to go with Oppenheimer here. Screenplay, I think this is a no question. I think this is easily going to be Greta Gerwig and Noah Baumbach for Barbie. I think Barbie's going to sleep whatever screenplay award it's nominated for, depending on when the Oscars are going to confirm if it's adapted or original. If we hear no confirmation from the Academy, if they're going to put an adapted, I might have to put it for original for my final predictions, but we'll just have to wait and see. But I do think they are going to give this to Gerwig for the screenplay category with her boyfriend, Baumbach. Supporting actress, I feel like the Divine Joy Randolph sweep is going to begin, continuing on. Yeah, sometimes critic sweeps doesn't usually kick in with the televised stuff, so there is a possibility like Daniela Brooks could take it over, but then again, The Color Purple is not in motion picture, her musical or comedy. So I feel like I think this is going to be the easiest one for the holdovers throughout this season, and that is Divine Joy Randolph. Supporting actor, now Robert Downey Jr. feels like the Oscar frontrunner for Oppenheimer, but since this is the Globes and they want the ratings, they're going to give this to Ryan Gosling in Barbie. I feel like Critics' Choice might copy that as well, and it is a potentiality. Like, SAG's going to really depend if they're going to give it to Gosling or Downey, because I can feel Downey might win BAFTA. It's just like, is SAG going to be all obsessed with Barbie as well when we get to that award show? Motion picture, musical, or comedy. Now, Emma Stone is the stronger candidate to get nominated here for Poor Things. But, since she has not won a Globe, and I feel like they're going to do this, since it is the Globes, they want to make it a Barbie sleeper night, minus not winning 2 of the songs, out of the 3 of them. I'm going to say they're going to give this to Margot Robbie. Actor in a musical or comedy, it is obviously between Paul Giamatti and Jeffrey Wright. Both of them are going to get Oscar nominated, but which one is the more stronger one? Now, Giamatti has been a previous winner in this category. However, since it is the consideration of potentially giving him his first Oscar nomination, and I think the movie might overperform on Oscar nominations morning, when we get to the bigger industry awards like that and the BAFTAs and the other guilds, I'm going to say Jeffrey Wright wins this for American Fiction. Actress in a drama. Now, I was originally going to go with Carey Mulligan in Maestro. But there have been a couple of times where the Globes might not match with the actress in a drama winner sometimes. But that does mean they would most likely get nominated. Mulligan makes a lot of sense here because it would make sense for her since she didn't win for Promising Young Woman here. Lily Gladstone has been the critic sweeper. However, I think they're going to give this to Sandra Hüller for Anatomy of a Fall. And somebody really did brought this up because here's the thing. Anatomy of a Fall really did well here at the Globes. So I do think they're going to do something here, kind of like when Isabelle Huppert won this for Elle. I think they're going to get this to Sandra Hüller. Actor in a drama. Now, it would make sense to go with Bradley Cooper in Maestro here because it would also make sense since he didn't win here for A Star is Born. However, since this is the Globes and they want the ratings and they want the news media highlights, I'm going to say Cillian Murphy wins this for Oppenheimer because I do think he will win here and potentially up front at BAFTA. Critics' Choice might go, but then again, Maestro's been bigger in the industry, so SAG really could go behind Cooper, and then we would see a 2-2 battle race here between the makeup transformation with Cooper and Murphy in the potential Best Picture frontrunner. Speaking of frontrunners, Best Director, if this was the Globes like it was last year when they gave this to Steven Spielberg for The Fablemans, which I did predict it, I would have said easily Martin Scorsese for Killers of the Flower Moon. However, I think we're easily going to see, not also since this has been revamped, obviously the battle for here would be Nolan and Greta Gerwig only at the Globes and even a Critics' Choice, but I do think Nolan will sweep the director category, without a doubt. On to the motion picture category. So for non-English language, you would have made sense to go with Anatomy of a Fall or The Zone of Interest, but the fact is they put Past Lives in here. And since Celine Song did got in for director, I do think Past Lives is going to win here. Motion picture animated, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse would definitely be sweeping this one as well. Although there could be, because with that toxic workplace controversy, there might be some voters that might want to teach producers Phil Lord and Christopher Miller a lesson and show their support of the animators and might give this to The Boy and the Heroine to teach them a lesson. But I think since it is also up for score, same thing with Boy and Heroine, it is between the two, I do think Spider-Verse is going to sweep this season. Motion picture comedy, since there's no musicals, Barbie. Motion picture drama, Oppenheimer. But then again, it is kind of hard to say this, but this is the Globes, one of the ratings, and so that's why it's going to be a Barbenheimer Taylor Swift night. So yeah, that's basically it for my Globe predictions. Not really enthused because I just care less about this ceremony now. And now I'm not watching this, so... Well, we'll see how the Critics' Choice does in about a week from now, so... See how that goes.